morning, everyone. Thank you for coming here tonight. Special thanks to Devexperts who gave us opportunity to held us our meeting here and provided us with delicious snacks and drinks. So our evening will start with Tornike speech, are replaceable, following with Q&A session, after which we will have a panel discussion about WWDC insights, future of Swift, and Apple updates. So with our interactive Q&A session, after which we will have networking part with snacks, drinks, and loads of dev stories. So let me introduce our participants tonight. Tornike is also organizer of our meeting today, and he is also actively taking part in Apple developers community in Georgia. He is lead engineer in Taxi right now, and you probably will know him from Dev Therapy podcast also. And Beka, who will take part in panel discussion, is senior iOS engineer in Paysera Bank, and with years of experience in iOS development. So one thing you should keep in mind is that after each Q&A session, we will pick the standout question, and we will give you our community merch. So let's start our evening. Tornike.
Okay, let's start. First of all, thank you very much. It's very important, I think, that to have such a lot of people here. So we are happy for that. And I will be happy if someone will be inspired as well and will create such kind of events. So you don't need any kind of permission from anyone. So anyone can host that type of events, because I see a lot of people here is very happy with happy faces, because they saw people which you cannot see every day. So why not? We have a lot of time to do such events, so inspire from that. Okay, so today I thought a lot to what talk to come with you, and what to create and what to talk about. But I don't really like when people create very deep technical talks in like 30 minutes and like 10 slides, because I don't think that you can learn anything from like 10 slides, and there is a tons of information in the internet, and if you want to learn something, you know what to do. So today I bring there no any kind of educational presentation. I'm not that smart to educate someone, but I will try to share my thoughts, how I think about this topic. Are we replaceable or not, and we should fear about it or not, and how we should shift, how I'm trying to shift my mind, and maybe I will influence you as well. So it's about, everyone knows about the AI things today's world, and I think we need to adapt and change how we think to be able to survive in this world, because it's totally hard right now to be good engineers, because bare minimum is too high. So let's start. So do you know, if anyone knows, raise the hand, who were Luddites? So basically, you don't know it because they have replaced. So basically, Luddites were the people in 7th century who were creating textiles for clothes and for materials and like dresses and etc. Then during the Industrial Revolution, they created the machines who were like doing it automatically. And do you guess what the Luddites have done? They started massive protests, and moving from city to city, were destroying those machines. So and if you will start at any point of your life to fight with the machine, you already lost, I think, because it's just impossible. You need to just adapt, because machine does not need to eat, sleep, and like have a good mood and motivation. And you need everything those to be better than them. And as well, Luddites started to fighting with the machines. they have replaced because nobody, only 3 people know. I know it because I Googled it. I never knew it before this presentation. So we should not be Luddites. And we have a lot of Luddites in technology. Our field is full of Luddites because there are some kind of people when they saw the technology and they see it, oh, that's hype. I don't need it. I already code with myself. And these people are kind of Luddites because they don't agree with the technology. They are fighting because they have the fear of like their ego will go down. So first lesson is that we should not be the Luddites. Yeah, by the way, my slides are not connected to each other. Every slide is just a random thought, so don't connect each slide. I can jump from one idea to second. So second thing I want to talk about is maybe we just think that our job is, maybe we just incorrectly think what our job is. So there are 2 types of engineers I have met in my life. One is like who is waiting for a task, like sitting on the desk, open that kind of agile thing, Jira, and waiting for some kind of task, taking the task, reading description, then typing code. That's all. Like they are constantly innovating in a single loop and never trying to like, how can I do this thing better way? Maybe I'm just losing my potential here and I need to maybe learn some kind of things more deeply. Maybe Swift UI is just a Swift UI and maybe someday Apple will just disable it and what now? I'm over? Am I lost my profession? Maybe I need to learn some kind of thing. Maybe I need to learn how Swift UI renders pixels on the screen. Maybe. Swift UI is just an example, you know. It can be on any technology. And there are second type of engineers who just think systematically and think deeply. And they just think, they saw the code and they are full of curiosity and going inside down the stack and just understand how things works. And these 2 type of engineers will be very, very different kind of results. One will be really replaced, but AI will not replace them. They will be replaced by the people who will use AI tools with for better things. For example, I can even tell you how I can replace first type of engineers. Imagine I'm now like a CTO of the company and I need, like, I'm thinking about my pocket. I don't want to pay money to the engineers, so junior engineers. So what I can do? So I will hire some kind of cool agile PO. There's a lot in Georgia, this kind of people. So I can hire them, and then I can ask them that you have a product, you need like task, create Jira ticket. Then I can create GitHub action, which will be triggered whenever Jira ticket will be created, yeah? And I will connect GitHub and Jira together. Whenever Jira ticket will be created, GitHub will trigger and parse this like Jira, and I will tell, for example, I can build the like integrated AI and ask that rewrite this Jira ticket as a markdown file to be really relatable and easy to read for LLM. They will create GitHub issues. And then I can create Cloud Code action, actually, which is already done. You just need to click 2 buttons. There's a Cloud Code action on your repository, which will be triggered whenever you will open GitHub issue. Then Cloud Code will be started in Sandbox, the Linux container. I don't care, any container. We'll create task, we'll push code, commit, and open PR for you. That's all. I will sit down, open the all of the GitHub issues, and parallelly we'll get the PRs. Then I will review. If I don't like it, I can reply it. That's all. I replaced already the first type of engineers. I don't need to pay money. Because if your task is to just get something read, fix it, and you are even doing it without quality, without like asking questions, if you will work a lot in this industry, you will see the people who never ask questions. Get task. You will see, you can give one task in 2 different type of engineers. One will ask 10 questions. Second will ask 0. Because they don't see it deeply. But who see it deeply, they saw the problems, so they ask the questions. And then these questions are the most important one. Because without questions, we all know what we can do, because everybody knows what a bad project is. So we need to be a second guys. So this is the most good example, most loved example from my side. I love this example very much. So I am terrible flyer. I am afraid most of my flights. So because I am so much nervous flyer, I started to learn how pilots are doing things and how planes are technically working. Not like on top level, but in beginner level. So most of the autopilot systems can really climb, like cruise then, and then also can land. Meanwhile, I always thought that planes were driven manually. Whenever they landed, they were doing it like by pilots. But instead, you can see there is a knob, little knob, which changes the amplitude. So basically, if your plane is here and you need to like down smoothly without like make discomfort for travelers, you need to like change this amplitude to some kind of numbers. I don't care what number, but then autopilot will just, it checks everything, wind, weather, anything, speed, and it just changes this amplitude so smoothly that you feel it very like with less discomfort. But if this thing will be done by human, you know, from 100 flights, it will be most of the different like feelings, because human cannot do constantly one thing in same way, but autopilots can. But do you ever know? Will you ever travel with a plane without pilot? I don't think so. And some people are saying AI will make modern programmers dumps. Then I have a question. Do autopilots made pilots dumb? Not even close. They have exams in every 6 months. They are most competent person. When I'm going to the plane and I see pilot is hello, he is so full of confidence. I feel calm. I feel chill because they are like, they know their craft. You cannot imagine average pilot. Can you imagine like 10 pilots? They are 10 at the top. They are 10 best. They can't be one average. Because if you ask one question or one guy, all of them can answer. Because they are top. Because their job is very important. Because we know why. And autopilot have not made them dumb. More even, they are constantly training, constantly improving, and constantly is like doing a linear job. They are best in their job. Of course, your front-end website is not such important. And of course, if you write bad code, no one will die. But let's shift our mind how we think about it and let's think differently. Maybe if we will act like a pilots and will think that our job is very important, and we learn our systems. What is systems? Systems is what you are working on, yeah? You cannot learn everything, but you can learn in a system which you are working on. Maybe we think ourselves as a pilots and think that our job is very important and we need to know our craft well. If we will act like them, our mind will change the thinking process and will learn things deeply into this tech, like a tech trace, like top to the down. Because this guy, imagine this is our software, yeah? You all work in different modular architecture software. Be honest, do you know every part of the module? I even tell you that you have not touched some modules. So if your task will be like one day that go to the like a legacy module X and change this, you just start little bit discomfort because it's out of your learning. Do you imagine any of these guys ask any of this button what he's doing and they don't know it? There is no such thing. They will not come within 6 months exams. They will fail. They know everything plane is doing, absolutely everything. That's why they are top. That's why autopilots cannot replace them. So maybe we can shift our mind and thought like them and take our job with deeply our heart. I know not all the projects are fun, but we are professionals. So we need to if you are taking money from X company and that X project is shit, you need to like be professional and learn things because you are pilot for that company in technical way. Yeah, next topic is like, I will come back to this slide a lot of times, but next topic is a lot of juniors are really scared of because today's market is so terrible. I wanna like tell you that chill. It's not hard for you as well. Even I have 10 plus years experience in this field. I also don't get jobs in this way. So juniors are really worried about it, that agents and AI will replace them. Now I have two questions. First question is, do you quickly can tell me what advantage agent has over junior?
Doesn't give money.
Yes, more easier. That's a little complex. More easier advantage.
Time to make
Okay.
So you can't be tired. Knowledge base.
Yeah. But you all missed very simple. They don't need to eat. They don't need to sleep. They don't need to rest. You can give them the work 24 hours, and they don't get tired. Okay, that's really advantage. I like it. But now can you tell me what disadvantage agent has over juniors?
I think creative thinking.
Someday maybe they will have it. Little bit.
Don't improve same way.
Exactly. That's my point. Exactly. I love that. So agent need always context. Without context, they can do anything. And this context is not unlimited, actually. Yeah, you have any modern AI provider has X amount of context. Whenever you will fill that context, it will compact your. So LLMs doesn't have state. Do you know how LLM knows your like a 3 days back message? LLM does not store anything. Whenever you just send "How are you?" he says "Okay," or she, or I don't know who says "I'm good. How are you?" You just have on your side array of messages, and every time you send new message, you just don't send this message. You send whole this chat. That's why AI knows your previous messages. So what does that mean? Why your AI is always smarter when you start from new tab, new message, new window? Because it's a clean context. And when your context is like a couple to each other and like ideas are, the AI struggles. So when you like every new prompt for agent is new big context. So once you will fill this limit, it will compact. What does it mean compact? Cloud Code compacts your context means that it will remove some history and merge some strings, but eventually it will lose some your knowledge. And it never learns your project. Every time you give tasks, you need to give exact amount of context. What is happening on a junior side? Step by step, juniors becoming standalone engineers. They need guidance, of course, at first, but step by step, they don't need your guidance, and they are just becoming confident, can learn your project, can learn your domain. AI never can learn your domain, yeah? Georgian domains mostly. So juniors, we still need juniors. They are not replaceable. Humans are not replaceable. Especially if junior is smartly using those tools. Imagine how quickly they can improve. So we need juniors. Don't worry about it. So it's a very interesting topic. In reality, AI tools are giving us so much opportunity, and this is very important. I know everyone knows what is interpreter and how compiler works basically. Yeah, we write code, and our main point is CPU, and our code will get compiled and translated to the CPU, and CPU is doing our medium tasks like execution points. Let's think about differently. Maybe LLMs are CPUs in today's world, and we are the compilers or interpreters. So we just need to explain them very deeply, our solutions, and they just do it. But it's different is how good you're explaining it to them. You can choose one tool, give it to the senior top guy, and you can give it to the tool to the junior. You will see two completely different results because they just know their craft and they can guide well. If you don't know how to guide, these tools will not help you. Of course, you can do our DevTherapy website is, for example, done in Lovable by Roman, and it's completely wipe coded. But because we don't need more, we just need simple things. But hard things still need guidance, like planes and autopilots. Yeah, by the way, I just hate this term wipe coding. I learned most of them in my life. I was learning computer science, and then somebody is telling me that I'm wipe coding something. So it's terrible. Yeah, most great thing I love about that is that agentic engineering gives you no language barrier. And I will explain it to you what does it mean. Because right now, if you use these tools well, you have no language barrier at all. Do you know this cycle? It's very popular cycle in startup worlds and shipping worlds. So in business or in any kind of, if you want business, if you want open source tool, I don't know, anything. First shot is okay to miss. It's most importantly best to miss first shot because it is calibrate shot. So you miss first shot and then you think about why it doesn't work. You calibrate and you get back. So you hit, observe, learn, and then calibrate and do it again and do it again and do it again. And then someday you will be succeed. But this is very, very hard and expensive operation before AI was. It was not cheap. Why? For example, okay, I'm very top Swift guy. I know everything about Swift, iOS, Apple. Okay, I'm flying in the air. And then I have an idea. I don't know, just clicked some idea or read some, and I inspired. But that idea only really clicks on the web. Or like it's some kind of service, or it's some kind of IoT tool, or some kind of CLI tool in the terminal. I don't know. Anything that is not iOS. What will be your natural feeling? I need to hire someone, or find someone who knows JavaScript, React, Svelte, and Go or anything, yeah? And what was your feeling right now? Before first hit, you were learning those technologies, like, oh, okay, let's read React documentation, and then I hit, observe, and failed. And because of first hit, I lost so many time, it destroys my motivation to start it over again. And it was very expensive. But what is happening right now? If I want to create some kind of game and just want to give my friends to test and give me feedback, I just can wipe code it. And I just get feedback very well, quickly. And that is not any more expensive, yeah? You can just create some kind of website, I don't know anything, and just give to the friends, go to the market and check if it works. For that, you does not need to know how React render loop works. It's not necessary. You just need to test to the people and get the real feedback and then know is it worth to continue or not. And for that, you can use these tools. And you can test things and move forward very well. Because there's no barrier. But if it's worth in the future, you can think about learning it. It will not be lose time. So now let's move again a little bit more abstracted way. Let's think about orchestra conductor. Everyone knows, yeah? Who are they? Orchestra conductors are the pilots. Whatever talented musician there should be inside it, without conductor, it's like chaos. They cannot just play together. It will be totally chaos. Conductor is like controlling things. Do they ever replaced? But then, if you want to be a conductor, you need to be a top. Why? Conductor has very, very important one, very, very rare skill. Can you imagine in your teams, just imagine, in your programming teams, can you replace anyone? Imagine some of your team members. They got sick, I don't know, or they say, I don't want to work, goodbye. And and they know some domain very well in project. Can you replace them? I don't think a lot of people can do it. Orchestra conductor has very rare skill. He or she can replace any time if any of the musician will get sick or I don't know and stop playing it. They can go down, put it and continue because they know everything and they know every system and every note and what he's doing because he's conductor. So they will be never replaced because they are these guys. And if you want to be never replaced, I'm very enthusiast guy. So when I talk to you, don't think like that I'm pushing you to you must be. But just realistically, I want to look. Today's market is everybody is speed running our replacement. People are doing startups to write code, doing review. So we need to do something to survive. So best thing to do is learn and be more competent. And because humans are capable of everything. So we can be a conductors and we will never be replaced. So now the question is about evolution or extinction. So basically dinosaurs did not evolve. They became fossils. So maybe it's not about, question is not about we will be replaced or not, but maybe question about we will adapt or not. Because it is most hard thing for humans. Because we are very, do you know Dunning-Kruger effect? So basically Dunning-Kruger effect is about when you learn something, you think you are the top. Oh, I know everything. Whenever years grow and you going professionally, this self-confidence going down. So if you feel imposter syndrome every time, it means you're good. It's good because you learn new things very well and you never think that you know enough to feel confident. So humans are very egocentric creations. So adaptation to the something is very hard. For example, I live 10 years, for example, here, and then I need to move Amsterdam. Oh, it will be a terrible experience for me, for a few months, because it's hard to adapt. So basically, the real threat is not AI. So real threat is our mind, which blocks the idea to learn and improve. Because, okay, be honest. When you last 6 months learned new programming language? Nobody, yeah? Why? Because it's the most terrible experience in your life. Why? You know Swift. You are writing on Swift 10 years. You feel like I don't know, flying on the air like a Mortal Kombat fighter, doing everything. Then suddenly, you need to learn C++ or anything, I don't know, any different programming language, which is in different domain. JavaScript, for example. And you just feel like your ego is destroying you. You can't even, in this language you were driving plane, and this language you can't even drive bicycle. And your ego is going down. You feel like, oh, what a terrible experience. And I don't need to learn new languages. My language is enough. Your language is not enough because it's not about learning programming language. It's about learning new things. Learning new things is the most difficult thing. But we are not Swift and iOS engineers. We are software engineers. And software engineers' most important skill is to problem solve. And to problem solve, it does not care what language you use. It's about problem solving. So when you have a problem in life, in family, you tell your husband or wife, oh, That's not my competence. Find someone and hire someone to do this. No, you just learn, yeah, how to like change something at home. So we are problem solvers. So we need to train our mind how to go in this discomfort zone where you need to learn new things. Why SwiftUI was always like, that will not come in production. That's really bad. Because people were writing UI kit like a 25 years and they don't want to learn new things. And it's totally different, yeah? UI kit is absolutely object-oriented mindset, and SwiftUI is absolutely functional and it's discomfort. They don't like it. Not that I even looked at it, but I just really train myself to learn new things constantly. And so for me, it's not even more discomfort. I know that this will not compile. Then I will go like a type H argument in CLI, found how it works. So you need to train your mind to learn new things. And then the threat is not AI. Imagine when it was like a monolith years. If you have a lot of experience, you will remember those years. And then they came microservices. And everybody was talking about microservices, but nobody was know it because nobody wanted to learn new things because it's hard. So if you will overcome with this, I don't think you will be replaced. And yeah, I think it's my last slide and what helps us to survive. I talked a lot about those topics, but let's summarize. So most important is the importance of curiosity. So I don't understand the people who just do like a magic thing on a code and you don't have an interest to tinker it, go down, see how things works under the hood. Maybe it's like a very bad performance for you. But performance is a very tricky word in this world. Yeah? You have like 8 gigabytes of RAM, CPU, you don't need to write good code, yeah? But trust me, if you will write good code, performant code, you will see the difference. How many of you thinks about cache misses during the code writing? I don't think a lot. How many of you things like when I'm creating that struct and then I will access from that class to that struct, will it be cached in the L3 or L2 caches, or it will be in the CPU and memory? Do you think like that? No. You think we have a protocol, we have class, protocol-oriented programming. Oh, that's because Apple said it. And then clean code. Oh, clean code is must. If you don't write clean code, you are fired. But that's bullshit, guys. Clean code was like 25 years ago. And clean code is very underperformant. There is YouTube videos you can check by Kesei Muratori. You can see how clean code destroys performance. So it's about simplicity. So you need to grow. The internet has a very bad thing. It can influence you. You write some kind of article, and when you are junior, you think that everybody who writes article is cool and like a genius. It's not like that. You need to think on your own. What you need to put in your mind and save, and what you need to drop. So curiosity is very important. Continuous skill development and growth mindset. So don't ever think that you know anything. That will help you. In any point of my life, I said I know something. There were some guys coming and putting me inside ground from the air because I know nothing. So when you don't say that, it's easy to fall because you said, I don't know. And you're not scared to drop and get back because you have not said that you are the master of the things. So growth mindset is very important, skill development and curiosity. Ask questions, go deep down to this tech, understand how things works. Even in any kind of tech, Swift, iOS, web, I don't know. You have or everyone have under the hood things. So thank you very much. So remember, we have this we have this gifts that if you will ask good questions, why we do this. Nobody asks sometimes questions, and people think that, oh, my question is little, it's a shame. Come on, we are all like, geniuses. You can ask any kind of questions. Nobody will laugh on that, trust me, because we are the community. So you ask questions right now, any kind of questions, then we will rate that questions, and winner question on every QA session will get our merch. We have very good, not stickers only, we have like caps, t-shirts, and bottles of like, with our merch. So, questions?
Do you ever been in Copenhagen? Never. So in Copenhagen, metro station and train station drivers have not. They are fully automatically a lot of years ago. But in Tbilisi or maybe a lot of European countries, they have a lot of drivers of the public transport. If drivers are not is replaceable, why? A lot of countries have not this because programmers is everywhere, and
very good question.
It's I think it's like a financial problem maybe in some country, but I think not. Maybe it's like you need something to do for this, and why we are not replaceable.
Okay.
If some company
I
wants
have
to replace.
tons of arguments about that. We can talk this whole night. So, first of all, we are not. We are a little bit sorry, but we are a little bit clever than drivers. First of all, they are like. So, what a train driver is doing? They have this like. I still forget this word in English, but yeah, railway, yeah. And they just follow it, yeah. They just need to check if something is dangerous or not. Look some kind of statistics, yeah, numbers, for example, and they just have this emergency stop. And other than that, they just sit and follow to this. So basically, anything you can statistically have a data, anything about it, you can replace. For example, you have like a data of some product, how it can be, how it is soldable in different time of the year. Yeah, if you have it, you can use AI to like measure out with that in which month it will be most soldable. Yeah. And why we cannot replace drivers of the metro station? Because they just doing start, stop, start, stop. If you will create good environment, they will be replaced very well. Because in San Francisco there is like a taxi drivers without driver, taxis without drivers, yeah, and they just autopilot everything. Because driver is a very simple driver thing. And we need to be really honest. It's not arrogant to be, but come on. How many years you learned programming and you still catch something and, oh, I don't know, not anything. Because our field is very deep, very, very deep and very hard. It's not easy. If some academies in Tbilisi saying that, oh, come, I will learn you React programming and you will have a $10,000 in 1 year, they are lying to you and everyone. Our field is hard and our field needs a lot of craft, and whatever needs a lot of craft, that's not even replaceable. Imagine there is very good interview to Linus Torvalds. Do you know who Linus Torvalds is? So, and in Linus Torvalds, and they're asking to him, do you think AI can replace to you someday? And his answer was the best. Oh, finally. I will say thank you. Can you imagine this guy can be replaced? Yeah, of course, we cannot be Linus, even like 10% of him, but how can, even if you will try, even AI agents are very cool in your own projects. Please try some big open source projects, clone it, and try to do something. They will do nothing. I cloned Zig these days I'm learning Zig programming language, and I wanted to understand how most of the time I'm using AI as a learning tool. So I cloned the project, I run agent and asking him how this ACT works, like where is place where I can look to the ACT and how the state machine is working. And I lost all my tokens and like it's limited to me. And I then need to pay more hundreds of dollars to like continue doing my things. So I don't know, maybe I'm truly enthusiastic about my job, but I don't think that our job is really easily replaceable because people need us. Trust me, nobody likes to pay you money, at least in Georgian companies. So if they have a chance to replace you, they will not wait any perfect moment. They will replace you as soon as possible. They will have, but they can't do it because, yeah. But we are safe. First of all, agile coach will be replaced. Product owners will be replaced, and we are safe. If they will be replaced, then we know that we are like little bit problems. So next question.
Alexander from RLO, software developer. I'm interested, what do you think about soft skills and role of soft skills in future? Also, I think that we cannot replace programmers in some case, for example, when they need to write program for these drivers.
Yes.
These drivers need to drive?
Sure. So that was my point. If you are the core member of the things and you are doing core foundation and baseline thing, you cannot be replaced. Even those AI things need to be like written, yeah? Models need to be trained, like these things need to be controlled somewhere. Even imagine some kind of movies where there are robotics. These robotics are made from humans, yeah? So basically that's why I'm saying that if you're working on something, work on the baseline, like core deeply, and you can be replaced. There is one really life hack in a programming. Whenever you are a framework developer and only know high-level things, you constantly need to learn things because it is high-level things are really replaced. Yeah? UI kits, wait UI, there will be something. You always constantly need to change. Do you even can tell me when data structures changed? If you learned data structures 25 years ago, there was binary tree, beam-up trees, graphs, they don't change. So as deeply you know stacks, deep things change very rarely. Even in your software, just think about most low-level modules or like areas or systems are replaced most rarely. But on high-level things, you are like replacing. So as deeply you will know your stack, as less problems you will have. And about the soft skills, I think it's the most important thing in these days. I'm not the best guy who can say that I have best soft skills, but I think that is the non-changeable and non-replaceable. Never. So you need to be really good team player, and if you will be a good team player, your team will love you and respect you, and it will be like good. So soft skills is very important. And AI is very good, by the way, to train your soft skills. You can tell him that, hey, imagine you are my trainer in soft skills. Ask me like a rude or bad questions, and I need to tell you like a professionally and to be like in tonus, and you can train it. I even used AI I wrote system prompt that don't ever write code for me. Whenever I ask you that, tell me that no and give me hints. So you can use AI for that. I even have a screenshot where I asked something and they're saying like, I'm not writing code for you, learn it by yourself and hints. Okay, next question.
So my question is that like,
Yeah.
okay, my question is that like how you trust the AI systems, and like are you preferring to use local LLMs or just like the cloud-based?
Sure.
And also third question is that like how is the trust about privacy and data safety even on the local LLMs?
Okay, good question. So my approach on this is I tried local LLMs, and it's really terrible. And I don't know, maybe my machine is terrible, I don't know. But privacy is very scary word, which can, I think that in modern world, big companies are influencing people and using people by this word. What privacies we are talking about when if you have an iPhone and you just tell the world, hey Siri, it just automatically triggers. So can you imagine how this works? Maybe it's constantly listening. I don't know. You Google one thing, and your data is everywhere. So I don't know how to ask that question. It's about trade-offs, I think. So if I'm getting from you a lot of benefits, maybe I don't care and give you the data where I am. But for example, in one of my companies in Germany, they disabled, not disabled, but wrote that it is not acceptable to use any AI than Gemini, because they have a license with Google. So but it's about the mindset, yeah. If you're in local, turn off internet, for example, and use who will get it? But I don't even trust. It's my performance preference. I'm not very best guy who really says that privacy is important. Do you know there are some people I will not call the company name, but there are companies in Georgia which has a VPNs, oh my God, your laptop is blocked. Nobody can write code from home. What are you hiding? Tell me. You write most bad code in the planet. Who wants your code? Who wants your code? Nobody wants your code. Give me freedom to work from anywhere I want. Why you are giving so many bureaucracy just to be safe? I can put the, I don't know, I can, if I want your code to go outside of room, I can do it. I can do it completely transpile it in binary and then move it kilobytes, and then I can transpile back. So I don't know what are we really protecting. So if we are really a top companies which data is Apple, I don't know, it's very protective, and if you get something from me, you will create better products first, then okay, it's relatable. But from my perspective, just a single person who doing things, I don't know what I need to protect when everything already. If you will ask who is Tornike Gomareli to any kind of LLM, they will write tons of messages because my data is already leaked. so I don't know what to protect. So second question was, so there was a hackathon a couple of months ago, and we created AI coding agent in local LLM or Llama, and it was very bad. Very bad. It was not even close to something. So I think that in the future, I think companies who have that protecting habits of their data, they will have their own cool machines, very strong machines, and they will run their local LLMs there, and then you will be only available to use these local machines from your company's computers. I think when we checked this amount of this data, it was close to the modern LLMs, but it was completely useless on my machine because I wasn't able to download the most clever local LLM because it needed so much space and so much RAM. It was just impossible to run on my machine. So I think if you will have strong machines and if you will have a strong ecosystem, it will be useful. And companies will use it by protecting their data to not give it to the OpenAI or Anthropic. Okay, next question.
At first, hello to our super community. If you think AI will not replace us as developers, what skills do you think will become essential for future iOS developers in a world where AI already can write most of the code?
So, most of the time I'm doing like coding interviews to different kind of companies. There's some company who hires engineers to do like coding interviews, and I have done a lot. And today, the home task assignment, for example, which was very popular in COVID years, yeah, you go to the interview, they give you home task, then you do home task, they get back. Most of you have hired in this way, yeah, you. I remember your code. Yeah, so most of the time you do code, you give. Today, this not working. Why? Because everyone is using AI. Even you write in the requirements, please don't use LLMs, Google anything, please don't use. And me, who have read the code like already 10 years, I can feel it. Yeah? Most of you can read text and know if it is AI generated or not. Yeah, I can do same on the code. Because when I talked to you and asked you like logical questions about our Swift or anything, and you had answers like that. You knew or don't knew. Like you were not confident, for example. But then you create task and like using everything like Yoda and like it's already a sign. So what this can tell us? This can tell us that deep knowledge is not replaceable. It's not replaceable. And honesty. Honesty is most important, and the curiosity. So as an iOS developer, for example, for me to be like a most competent one, I would do what? I would learn Swift on very top level, like very. For example, how many of you know that Swift has added non-copyable types and borrowing checks? Yeah, it's very rare feature. And most of the people don't know it if you don't really follow the Swift forums. Maybe you can. So it's about how you can. It's totally impossible to everyone to be replaced. So it's kind of competition between you and the another guy who is using these tools. So you will not be replaced by the AI. You will be replaced by the guy who knows things very well and then using those AI tools to like perform most well. So I would learn Swift very well. Like some people are still using Combine today, and even Apple is not using it. Some people is still using RX Swift, okay, but we have on the Swift like async streams and async algorithms. So learn things very well, deeply, and yeah, most important thing, very good thing. What do you know why AI is always writing like over-engineered code? You give them little thing, they creating some kind of abstraction. Why? Because they learn from us, and we write that type of code. They learn from GitHub's open source projects, and they write bad code because most of the people write bad code. Because we love over-engineering things. We love it. We are like constantly doing this. Why? Because sometimes some Martin Fowlers and some cool guys told us that you need to have a domain layer, blah, 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 and design patterns and like everything. And it just adds complexity. And everybody is thinking that if you want to somebody to think that you are smart, you need to use those things. And they don't interest if you need it or don't need it, they just use it. And that's why AI is learned by that, because they learned code which we wrote from that. So maybe to compete these people and also AI, maybe you will learn simplicity. And maybe you will really like the simple things and don't use anything you don't need. Like, for example, most of iOS developers doing extensions and then some methods in extensions. Why? Because they wrote some article, read some article that said that, okay, if you will tell me that we will put these methods in the extension because we want these methods to be dispatched statically, okay, but without just any kind why you are doing this. Protocols, like everywhere, why you need this? Because it gives you so much compile time and like it doesn't make sense. So maybe you will learn simplicity. For this simplicity, I will give you advice to look and see the talk from Rich Hookey, and the talk's name is Simple Made Easy. See, it is like an Oscar for tech talks. Like it's most important talk you can ever even like see. So don't watch WWDC, watch it and then WWDC. Okay, next question.
My question is multi-part and I guess kind of off topic. Do you think we have AGI? There is AGI, someone may be hiding in the room. And if there is or if there is not, what do you think will happen when AGI comes to our lives?
So AGI, you mean Artificial General Intelligence. Yeah. So AGI is somewhere room, what do you mean in that? So
maybe someone already has created it and it's not public.
So you mean like a physically
It
created?
doesn't matter if it's physical or not. It's just like maybe some computer doing something. Do you think there is an AGI? And
no.
Do you think what do you think will happen if?
Okay, give me a microphone.
What do you think will happen when there will be an AGI?
So when the AGI will become real, I don't have. If I know that, I will not have stand there. I will like code it and like be multimillionaire. So I don't know that how to answer, but I can tell you how I feel about it. So I think that whenever this day will come, I think we need to be more competitive and more like knowledgeable, and we need to be more strong human beings by knowing our profession. Because our profession is very hard. And why? You cannot see mathematician or a physicist who don't like using something and don't know how it works. Yeah? Can you see any physicist using some kind of formula or anything and they don't know how it works? But in our field, it's so easy. You have tons of tools, like you can use it, you don't know how it works, and it's doing things. So it's hard. So whenever AGI will come, they will know so much things. Of course, we will be just disappeared. So I don't know how to fight with. I don't want to be ludite to say that we need to destroy them. But the most I can think right now is to be more strong human being by knowing more things and doing not doing things by hard work. I mean, like smartly, like maybe because they don't have the life experience I have, and maybe I can use my life experience to prepare to this day, and yeah, I don't know, maybe yeah, to learn more things and be more strong.
First of all, thank you for presentation. My question is, which is more important for junior? Make some projects like to-do apps, small projects for portfolio, or drive through, learn deeply in concurrency or multi-threading or something else, like some topics, or solving problems differently? Which is more important?
Good question. The last one was good. Because I think everybody knows my answer here on the first part. So of course you need to don't ever do to-do lists, please, because come on, everybody is doing this. And so I had a very interesting talk in our game jam, and there is like Joy Toys article. I can link somewhere then, and this talk will be uploaded in YouTube soon. And this is a Joy Toys. Like you need to create not to-do lists, but like reproductional programming. Like whenever you're recreating already created systems, but these systems which are hard. For example, I don't know. For example, you create the regex parser. So maybe you create your own server on like a C, I don't know, any programming stack. So you just see how things works. Create AI agent in CLI. You have like a Gemini CLI, you have code, you have like AMP, you have open code. Create something similar and recreate it with your own. Regarding the first part, whenever of course you need to learn deep things. In 5 years, 6 years ago, in interviews, they will ask you, do you know solid principles? You say yes. List code substitution, I believe. Okay, you're okay, our team member. Nowadays, minimum barrier is so high. If you don't know deeply things, I don't know how you can start working. The next big advice will be put everything on public. Put everything on the GitHub, but don't put AI write your readmes, please. Because whenever I see readmes with emojis, it's done. It's done. So it's used AI most of the things. So put your time, waste your time to, because if you don't write the readme, I will not go to the project and read it. It's very important. Yeah. So you need to write good readmes and open everything publicly. Don't afraid what others will think. Create LinkedIn, create Twitter, create something stupid. I don't know, put it, share it, like somebody will announce. And then, for example, imagine when you created many, like Tetris, for example. Create Tetris in your language without any kind of like a game framework. Imagine when I'm looking for the developers and 20 others will send me a resume and you send me just GitHub. And I open GitHub and I look, oh, this not to-do list, but real projects, like cool projects. It's yours. You will like score with plus 20. So learn deep things, and the third part was very important, like doing things not in the same way like others were doing, like different kind of. For example, nobody have done. Are you learning iOS or like in the iOS? Okay, nobody have done iOS architecture in data-oriented design. Do it. Learn data-oriented design. Check Mike Action's talk on YouTube about data-oriented design. He was the guy with like a red flowers, red T-shirt and flowers, and it's like and learn what is data-oriented design, and then create iOS application with data-oriented design. It's thought nobody have done it. Trust me. And just then, when you want to hire, send it to the like a technical lead or someone. If they don't know data-oriented design, you don't need that job. Move forward, and tell them that to learn it. Okay, next question.
In one of your podcasts, you said that when you're playing games, when you get killed, you can switch windows and read some articles and something like that. This regression when wasting time or something like that. Have you found a key thing how when you get sleep, at the end of the day, you think that I have done a lot of things today and I'm good?
Well, I think this question will be winner because it's my like a life drama. I'm not really kind of person who can be like somebody need to do like me. It's totally bad for me, but I'm just like that. So the last 3 months I have not played anything, to be honest. And so when you are doing something, just do it with full and feel it. When you are playing, don't change the tab and don't read the articles or code. Just play it because you need that energy to get rest. Because sometimes I'm so much burned out, I just think that nothing really matters. It's really bad. So don't do like I said. So So most of the time, what you asked, like going to the bed and think that I have done a lot, is when I really have even not done, but was doing something. It was funny. Sometimes I just so bored with my projects, and maybe even if I worked and like in every job I have done like a 10 tasks, like green checked, but I will not feel that feeling at the end. But if there was like a 1 hour before sleep, 2 hours before sleep, and I was doing something like I was very interested, like learning thing or watching thing, maybe then I will be really, because it will give me a dopamine, and who cares what I do? If I have a dopamine, I feel like, okay, good. So that don't burn out yourself. It doesn't make anything. So I'm not really great person to like have an example of it, but yeah. I think the best question was about very critical, because then I need to thought about it more deeply and make examples. Was yours, that how if somewhere, and it was a very realistic question, if somewhere, and like I afraid a little bit, if somewhere drivers got replaced, why we should not get replaced? So, yeah. But all of the questions was very interesting. So thank you very much for asking so many questions.